Hello everyone. I'm not gonna yap because I usually yap when I do this, but I'm not gonna yap. I swear I'm not gonna yap. We're gonna get straight into it. Literally, after I freaking ended stream and tried to do the battle over again, I won it. So like, they just hate to see me being great apparently, but we're gonna get back into it. Hopefully I get done with this so I can do the rest of the event. If not, I'll probably just record myself doing the event off stream and then just put it on my YouTube because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get to all of them. Bang, the last wanderer is flattened by an unseen force and scattered debris in all directions. Caleb! Muddy water is everywhere, but Caleb seems unfazed as he brushes aside the damp strands of my hair. He's a psycho. I'm letting it be known right now. What, we are like 4 minutes into it. He's a psycho. And some girls are into that. I love that for them. I'm good. But that person is getting away. The one who's a snake, literally. Caleb pulls out his hand, his fingers slightly extended. A barrage of stone shards chase after the fleeing figure cloaked in a dark grayish green.
Eat some fruit. I'll be right back.
Does he want me to eat an apple? I can't keep Zane away, I'm sorry. A paper bag lands in my hands. Before I can respond, Caleb falls over the railing and disappears into the night. Bro's Batman. How did Caleb get here so quickly? He's stalking you! He knows when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows when you take a pee-pee and a poo-poo. He knows everything about you, sister. I'm sorry. Your childhood friend is creepy.
Perfect vessel, my ass. It doesn't even look as good as us unfinished products. Damn it!
Sharp shards pierce through the half of Viper's face, and before he can even cry out in anger, a kick knocks the wind out of him. Bro, he getting dog walked. All because he tried to, end our career early. A powerful force slams him into the ground, which instantly destroys the other half of the face. Good lord. Maybe show restraint. Like, I know it's a little upsetting that your best friend for lifers almost got their career ended, but there's no reason to be that violent. You can take him in for questioning.
I see it's shedding season again, Viper.
You bastard!
Damn, do they know each other?
I'll kill you!
Caleb increases the weight. Immediately, the crisp sound of something cracking reverberates. Ooh. Those invisible restraints are like iron that even make Viper's knees creak.
You... Stop it!
You went after the wrong person. I'm so sorry to tell you this. A white prosthetic eye floats into Caleb's hand and is crushed in an instant.
Who gave you the right to approach her?
I'm sorry. I'm weak when it comes to characters like this.
The professor said it's not time to go after her yet. I was just playing around with her.
Oh yeah, playing around. It feels as if a swamp is slowly squeezing the air out of his lungs, making it difficult to breathe.
There are less than 72 hours before the final cleanup. Just reminding you that if you can't retrieve the protocore fragments, you're done for.
I mean, I get everyone's after her, but can't she just catch a break? Listen. I want to go back to the N109 zone. At least they treated me nicely.
Which hand did you touch her with?
Oh my god.
This one?
Caleb, no! He's unfazed by the threat. Click. Viper's left hand is twisted, and he almost passes out for the pain. I would imagine so.
You need to protect her. It's a bit much.
He's crazy. I've been saying this for like the past 6 seconds.
Wouldn't you say your overprotectiveness borders obsession?
I would say that. Then you throw him into the void? Raindrops are suddenly suspended in the air. They're like countless silver needles that are ready to pierce him at any moment. He can't even laugh. Caleb crouches down, meeting Viper's gaze. He slightly smiles.
Lay a hand on her again, and I will kill you.
Whatever you say. Like, at the end of the day, if that were to happen to me, if I was in that situation and my knees and bones were being cracked and my hand was twisted in a position that's not natural, you bet your bottom that I'd be like, you know what, you're so right, sir. I'm so sorry. This will never happen again. Consider this a minor infraction. I will be on my way. And then I would promptly leave whatever evil organization I'm in, because there's no fucking way you're making me risk my life. He's fucking crazy. Unable to find Caleb, I have no choice but to retreat to the overpass. Girl, I'd be retreating to my house. How do I get off this island? The soaked part of the paper bag I'm holding leaves a chaotic pattern on my hand. It almost resembles a winding labyrinth. That person knew I had an ether core. Is he an assassin sent by Ever? But he wasn't planning to kill me. It seemed like he was testing his prey.
Why are you standing here in the rain?
I know what you are! Ugh, I'm sorry. An umbrella shields me as Kayla reappears. He frowns as he wipes away the water from my face. Caleb, are you okay? You should be asking that to the other person, sister. Does he look harmed?
I'm fine, but I lost track of him.
Having checked Caleb's hand over and over again, my anxiety only dissipates when I confirm he's unharmed. It's okay. I got some of the parts he dropped. I'll take them back to the data analysis. Hopefully there will be something to learn.
We'll talk about it later. Let's go home.
Let's go to your house. Don't call it home. Let's go to my house. How about we put that in the equation? Because it's not my house. I'm just a guest. A guest that wants to leave. I can tell that I'm gonna have fun with Caleb's character, because he's an archetype that I don't like, but I don't necessarily hate. He takes off his coat and drapes it over my head. With his arms around my shoulders, his warmth quickly envelops me. Also, the yearning that's about to be here, scrumptious. I could just eat it up. I could have it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Give me a heads up next time you go out. I can't help but worry about you when you're all alone.
Upon returning home, Caleb ushers me into the bathroom. I'm wrapped in the hot water's warmth. After getting out of the shower, I put on soft lounge wear, the rain's chill having faded away. In the living room, I scan the parts and upload the data to my watch. A steaming bowl of ginger soup appears on the coffee table.
You didn't dry your hair. Again.
I was gonna get to that part. Thank you. Freshened up, Caleb brings over a towel. He sits down on the couch and pats the spot next to him.
Come here.
Whatever you say, sir. I comply and hold the bowl of soup while Caleb towel dries my hair. It's very soothing, and I can't help but narrow my eyes. You trying to fall asleep? It's been a while since I received your service like this. It's been a year, in fact.
Oh, so you know it's a service. And that's why you always plop onto the bed to play with your phone while your hair's still wet.
It's because I know you'll help me.
Okay, Pipsqueak.
We're besties. Through the towel, something taps my head. It's not too gentle or too rough. It's just right. Though, don't you think you've gotten better at drying hair?
Have I? I moved out to live in the college dorms. Then I moved again for the DAA after graduating. Looking back, it's been forever since I was really home. That means it's also been a long time since I helped you dry your hair.
He tilts my chin before using his fingers to comb through the disheveled strands. There's no rush. We have more than enough time together.
Yep.
Are we sure about that? Like, are we really sure that we have enough time together? Just asking. With the promise made, a new thought crosses my mind. What about the Deep Space Aviation Administration? Do they know you joined the Far Space Fleet? What about your comrade in arms? Yes,
They don't know.
Back up, Caleb.
And they won't. It wouldn't be smart to have too many people in on this. They aren't required to know everything about me anyway.
My phone suddenly lights up. I see a news alert about the explosion in the Cascade District. Ah, right, Kevy. He removes a towel from my head and walks to the bedroom.
I'll grab the hairdryer. Give me a sec.
Wait. Aware of the warning Kevy's parents gave and the fleet's close surveillance of the siblings, I realize things are in a more sinister light. Is it possible Caleb knows something about this? At least she has some sort of fucking awareness, because other times she never does. Me personally, until I for sure know that you're not in cahoots with whatever they're in cahoots with, I wouldn't give away personal information like that. Because like, you could be like, oh yeah, by the way, I met Kevy and he's like in this like little space and he's safe for right now. And he's like, oh, what little space? And I'm like, oh, you just gotta press this button. And then he gets the button and then he gets Kevy. We're not doing that. I doubt. Reasonable suspicion. The fleet has used a considerable amount of resources to deal with the explosion incident and their search for Kevy. Is it because Kevy's parents are important to them? See?
The perpetrator and victims are fleet personnel. That means the fleet must take full responsibility and provide answers to the public.
He knows more than he's letting on. Then what will the fleet do if they can't find Kevy? Back up from me, sir. I can't concentrate when you're in my face. To reassure me, Caleb gently pats my head. His voice softens.
Don't worry. They will find him.
And how do you know that, sir? How do you know? How do you know they're gonna find him? This is where reasonable suspicion comes in. Just like I said on Infinity Nikki when I was talking to Giovanni, don't believe hot people because hot men can lie. He's lying to her right now. As I watch Caleb walk away, a sense of guilt creeps over me like an evening mist. Not me, sister. You won't guilt trip me like that. I don't care if he is my long lost friend that I just met again after a year, even though he exploded right in my face. You won't get me. When I wake up the next day, my head feels foggy and my throat is itchy. Maybe it's because I got caught in the rain yesterday. You got a cold, sister. Drink some warm ginger soup. What are these for? As soon as I enter the living room, I stop in my tracks. Boxes of various sizes that weren't there before are now here. Caleb rolls up his sleeves. He sits down on the floor and pieces something together from the scattered parts around him.
This place has been empty for too long, so I bought some stuff.
So it looks less like a murderer's house.
Do you need anything else?
Just saying. Just saying. I'm just saying. People that are, you know, people don't have personal belongings in their house. Because what do they need it for? They're not going to be there all the time. What if he's putting tart down so he can people and then he cleans it up and then it looks spotless, brand new. You wouldn't even be able to tell that there was blood on the floor if you had a UV light. I'm just saying, maybe it's because I watch a little bit too much horror movies and crime documentaries and crime shows, but I know what he is. I know what you are, Caleb. I'm gonna be going on tangents, I can already tell. It's okay. I'll only be staying here for a few days. I would stress that part. Anyway, I need to go.
Why? You don't plan to visit me anymore?
Damn, why his voice crack? He's still going through puberty? No, of course not. I rub my stuffy nose. Content, Caleb smiles, wipes his hand, and gives the assembled robot a pat on the head.
Hello, Master.
The little robot's screen forms a smile as its movements produce a series of clink clanks.
When you're on the bed and glued to your phone, it can bring you snacks and drinks.
Sure. The warmth in Caleb's smile makes me feel even more guilty. You won't guilt trip me. Nope. I'm sorry. If the fleet space is just trying to protect Kevy, then I'll make it up once he's safe. I promise. I sit next to him and attempt to mask my nervousness with a pleading look. You gotta be reasonable suspicious. Like, listen, I get it. You haven't seen him in a year. He did kersplode in your face, and it was a lot of trauma to go through, and then to see him back and then have the worst crash out in the history of crash outs. I can't believe you were gone. And then hug. Girly Pop, when I tell you I would be grabbing him by his shirt and pulling him and saying I grieved you, and you were alive? You didn't even have the common decency to at least send a letter, a screenshot, a picture, nothing. I get it, okay? I get that maybe there's more to the story. But you would think you wouldn't want your best friend to go through that trauma, especially someone that you actually supposedly love. Get out of my face and never talk to me again. Caleb, I agreed to have dinner and watch a movie with some classmates in Skyhaven tonight. Can you give me a ride? It's not that far. You can take me there since your plane can just zoom. Cough, cough, cough. Kevy agreed to meet at midnight, but after careful consideration, I decided to head out early to avoid any problems. I made that suggestion to Caleb so he wouldn't overthink things.
You shouldn't go out. I can tell you're coming down with a cold based on your voice alone.
That's a risk I'm willing to take. I said whisk, but I meant risk.
Focus on resting today, so you can recover.
You're not my dad. You can't tell me what to do. What if you just sneak... No, he'd probably know that, actually. Caleb opens another box and busies himself again.
There's a weird energy fluctuation in the deep space tunnel. All the wanderers in Skyhaven are riled up because of it. To ensure everyone's safe, Skyhaven will be under lockdown tonight. We'll be doing a cleanup.
We know what that cleanup's for. Isn't eliminating wanderers supposed to be a hunter's job? What kind of threat could possibly warrant a large-scale response from the fleet?
Doesn't matter. Since the fleet is in charge of Skyhaven, safety is our highest priority.
Sure it is. Sure. He pauses and looks up.
I won't be around tonight, so don't even think about going out. Got it?
Damn, he caught me even before I said anything. But this isn't good. I need to get Kevy out of there. When one is dealing with a man of this scale, let's call it that, you pretend that you're not gonna do what you say you're not gonna do. Even if they think you're lying to them, they won't know for real. Meeting Caleb's gaze, I pretend to give in and purposely let out a bit of a reproach tinge to my voice. Fine, I'll stay here. I can't exactly disobey the Colonel's orders, huh?
You also can't lock yourself in your room so that you can sneak out through the window later.
Damn, he caught me. But I shan't be outdone. This isn't our old house, and even if I did climb out of the window, I wouldn't get very far. Seemingly uninterested in arguing, he ruffles my hair.
I'll take you to meet your classmates tomorrow.
He responds with a smile. It's the same one I've always seen, but his gaze is a little too cheerful. He's hiding something. Be reasonable, suspicious, girly. Use that brain of yours. Caleb, be honest with me. Is the cleanup tonight related to the explosion?
You're overthinking it.
I am not overthinking it. That's what men say when they want to gaslight you. He looks away and pretends to study the sketch. I grab his chin, forcing him to look at me. You be assertive. You do that, sister. You're lying.
What about you, then?
Don't turn this on me. We're talking about you right now. He calmly grabs my right hand and reveals the gun I have put on my waist.
Why do you need a gun at a friendly get-together?
You never know what's gonna happen. In this day and age, you gotta be proactive in your own protection. You gotta be proactive. That's because I'm worried about encountering a wanderer. Like I said, be proactive when it comes to your safety. His grip on my wrist tightens.
Don't forget about the ether core in your body. You're not a normal hunter.
I know, I'm built different.
And the whole explosion incident is complicated. One wrong move, and you'll be trapped here forever.
And that's a risk I'm willing to take to get Kevy out of there. Then Fleet isn't just here to investigate the explosion, right? Are you hiding something? In the tense silence, the small auto is oblivious as it continues making noise. That would be me. Imagine if the auto was like actually sentient and they knew they were arguing and they're just like, I'm doing robot things that robots do. After what seems like an eternity, he suddenly lets go.
Sorry. Do you remember what I said?
About what?
Leave it to me. I won't break my promise to you.
That's what you said the first time, and then you exploded in my face. I'm not letting that go. I would be the petty one to keep bringing it up. Like, remember how you exploded in my face, and now you're right here? You didn't think to tell me that this was pre-planned? My lips tighten into a thin line, and the increase in body temperature that I've been fighting hits me. I slowly lean back and sink into the sofa.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have upset you.
Caleb kneels. He takes my wrist that he grasped earlier and massages it with his thumb.
But tonight's operation isn't just a normal patrol. You're unaware of the dangers here.
His earnest gaze follows mine when I try to look away. For some reason, this version of Caleb feels like a stranger. Because he is a stranger, sister. Do you really mean it?
Cross my heart.
And hope to die? Who even made that? Like, who says cross my heart and hope to die? Or is that not how it's said? I haven't made a pinky promise in like years, so I don't know. He made a promise to me. Don't forget about it. As the day draws to a close, I still haven't found an opportunity to leave. I hope the round-the-clock shuttle service won't be affected by the cleanup. Only when my phone gives me a no-service message do I realize how thorough Skyhaven's lockdown is. Outside, darkness cloaks the scenery with the trees' shadows. When it's 11 p.m., I hear the faint creak of a door opening outside. After silently counting to 30, I quietly get out of bed and go to the living room. Ooh, this is tense. I can feel my heart beating. No one's here. Only a single wall lamp illuminates the room, and the furniture shadows are plastered on the house's white walls. I let out a sigh of relief and try to find my gun that Caleb put away.
Looking for something?
Damn! I was looking for the light switch. It's gonna be bad if the light switch isn't, like, flippable and it's just automated. Caleb, you're still here. That is so crazy. Caleb stands behind me, his arm crossed. The light casts irregular patterns on the floor.
I was about to leave.
About to. You closed that door on purpose because you knew what I was thinking, and so you caught me. But I shan't be outdone. Go ahead. I'm getting something to drink. A cup that's filled with water floats over to my side along 2 white pills. He's trying to drug me! Say no to drugs, kids.
You were coughing a lot during the day. Did you catch a cold because of yesterday's rain?
It's just a small cough.
Take some meds before you go back to sleep.
His gaze is calm and gentle, showing no signs of discontent. It's as if my pitiful lie fooled him. Is he gonna stand here and watch me take the pills? Am I gonna be a smart girly and like actually take the pills but like have them on my cheek, in my cheek, and swallow the thing and then like put them under my tongue and be like, I swallowed it, I'm gonna go back to bed? Or is he gonna look under my tongue? These are things that you gotta be thinking of. Okay. I won't let him worry about me tonight, at least. I put the pills in my mouth and wash it down with water. I have emptied the cup in one go. Rookie mistake. The ticking of the clock's second hand echoes in the dimly lit room, emphasizing the silence between us and our mingling breaths. Why are our breaths mingling together? Back up! Without thinking, I avoid his gaze. I hesitate for a moment before heading back to the bedroom. Good night.
Good night.
Poor little Kevy, we broke our promise. Oh, so they aren't automated. Nice.
Hey.
I'm asleep. What do you expect me to answer?
If I kept you here with me like this, would you think I'm being too selfish?
I think you're crazy. Can't just keep me here. I have a job to do.
But it's only us now.
What if I was awake? You know how awkward that'd be?
Let's say I had noticed these threats that were lurking around you earlier. Knowing then what I know now, none of this would have happened, right?
Probably not. It probably would have happened.
Don't worry. This nightmare will come to an end. I promise.
What nightmare? Just asking. What? Is the nightmare in the room with us? Do I have to? Can I choose? Yippee. That should be fine. I wish it said vertical, but it doesn't. Well, for those who are watching, I hope you're having a good day or night, depending on where you're at.
Comet trail.
I'll use this move then.
The enemies are weak. Now's our chance.
I think my favorite weapon out of them all are the guns
Watch out.
and the wand.
Weak.
I like healing and I
Go
like
back
staying
to
away.
the pit you came from. We crushed them.
I wonder why there's always 3 battles at the end. Like, what's the big issue? One singular red one. They're like, yep, that's all you need.
This place looks familiar. It's time.
Here we go. My turn. Light, shine down upon me.
Here I come. Pay
This is
attention
going
to its
fast. I
movements.
guess I can say that.
Go back. Perilous.
Comet trail.
I'll use this move then.
The enemies ready to celebrate.
With a cup of honey milk tea.
Honey milk tea sounds kind of bomb right now, dude. Is it still gonna be Xavier? Still gonna be Xavier. Love that for me. Other people deserve to shine, Xavier. It can't just be you all the time.
I'll send it back to its world.
I feel like we're gonna defeat this in like 10 seconds, and if I'm wrong, well, oh well.
It's time.
Here we go. Bring it on. Light, shine.
Are you okay?
I was just
I'm actually
careless.
not counting the seconds.
Keep this.
Keep up the momentum.
It's
End it. Do you want to celebrate?
With a cup of honey milk tea.
I'm just wondering if we're gonna get to Kevy at any point. He's already been lied to his whole life. Not really, but like, we gotta keep our promise.
Why are you staring off into space? Mission's over. But hide the blood on your sleeve before heading inside.
Oh, we're dreaming about that day.
Since you're a grown-up now, I won't cover for you this time.
No, stay where you are, Caleb. Honestly, you know what? Reasonable, because that's traumatic. I open my eyes only to be greeted by warm sunlight on my face. It casts a dazzling, hazy halo. As my vision slowly clears, all I see is a snow-white ceiling above. It was all just a dream. I sigh. Rubbing my pounding temples, I feel drained, my body heavy. Last night, I was supposed to act like I was sleeping, but somehow I got dizzy and actually slept. He drugged you, sister. I told her. Put it in your mouth, push it to the side, swallow the water, open your mouth, be like, I ate it, I drank it, I'm going to bed, and then sneak out. But she did the stupid thing and actually swallowed the pills. Random thoughts raced through my mind, and I grabbed my phone. The screen shows I had missed many calls. All of them are from Zane, who's reasonably worried. I'd be reasonably worried.
The hospital can't reach his guardians, which could be a problem. I'll have everything arranged by tomorrow night at the latest.
Then I'll bring Kevy to you at that time. We do remember. Yeah, Kevy, the person that you were supposed to... Sorry. I'm gonna have a reasonable crash out. I dial his number, but the call never connects. I put on my slippers and rush to the door while texting Zane. My bad, I got drugged. I'm asleep. But then he'd be reasonably concerned, like, you got drugged? What? As I open the door, a barrage of loud news alert bursts forth as morning sunlight casts a gentle glow on the floor. I change and run into the living room, only to smack right into a solid chest.
You're awake.
I am. Thank you for drugging me. I'm not happy about that, actually. Reasonable crash out. I would reasonably crash out. Caleb emerges from the bathroom. Steam is still coming off his body. Is he a Titan? Is he gonna dedicate his heart? I hold my phone and step back. Meeting his surprised gaze, I feel my heart pounding in my chest. When do you get back?
Around the crack of dawn.
He casually dries his hair with a towel and walks to the dining table. He grabs a piece of toast.
Why are you in a rush to leave?
Why are you in a rush to... Ask me why I'm in a rush to leave. I come to my senses, scrambling for a decent excuse. Oh, something came up. I won't be back in time for lunch.
Need a ride?
No. No, I'll be back before the sun sets. She had one job. Literally had one singular job. Who knows what they're gonna do to him now? I freeze, staring somewhat incredulously at the screen in the middle of the living room. That missing kid has been found?
Yep.
He takes a bite of his toast as he approaches me. He places one hand on the back of the couch, his eyes looking over the news.
During last night's operation, they found him in a small garden, not far from the blockade. Oh, and he was holding a fragment of what appeared to be an ether core. He's okay, and the fleet's currently holding onto that shard. If you're really worried, I'll keep a closer eye on his medical updates for you.
I see. Technically speaking, I should have felt relieved that Caleb found him. But there's this weird tension in the air still, weighing down on my heart like a dark cloud. Once Kevy's condition stabilizes, they should allow visitors, right? I want to see him.
Sure thing, Pipsqueak. But why the long face?
Because you're hiding something from me? Because you could potentially endanger Kevy? Because you could do something to him? Like, if I wasn't streaming this, I probably would have ended it right there. I would, as soon as they saw that, I probably would have like just logged out and just like sat for a little bit. Cause like, girly pop. I get it. I've said this like so many times already. I get it. She wants to believe the best in her friend, but you cannot. You just can't. Ugh. Caleb used to be against me getting involved in anything related to the explosion. Yeah, he's suddenly cool with it. If I could go in and strangle her, not strangle, like ring her off, like, ugh. If this whole thing really was just an accident, a series of coincidences, then I should feel okay about it. I'm worried about him. The question I still want to ask remains in my mouth. I take a deep breath to calm myself and notice the faint scent of something metallic. Almost drowned out by the fragrance of his shower gel, it reminds me of blood. I grab his hand. Did you get into a fight during last night's cleanup? Are you hurt anywhere?
I'm A-okay.
I thoroughly check his hands to ensure there are no injuries.
Really, I'm fine. But
All of a sudden, a cold hand touches my forehead.
looks like your fever's gone.
I had a fever?
Yeah. As soon as I got back, I heard you calling out to me in your sleep. So I figured I'd make sure you were doing okay. Was it a nightmare or something?
I don't know. Remember that time you exploded in front of my face? It's nothing. Maybe it's because I've been pushing myself too hard lately, or maybe it was a nightmare from this morning. Either way, I feel anxious. I glance at Caleb, who's grabbing a jacket. He nudges my shoulder to direct me elsewhere.
Why don't you wash up first? I didn't get a chance to take you somewhere yesterday. Do you want to go out today?
Honestly, I just want to get in contact with Zane and tell him how sorry I am that I'm a fucking idiot. Oh my god, people are gonna be seeing this and be like, damn, why is she so upset? It's because, like, I don't even know how to put it into words why I'm upset. Like, it's just there. The writing's on the wall, but suddenly she can't read. I hesitate, and before I can nod, his phone vibrates.
It's me. What happened? What's going on?
The voice on the other end of the call wipes a smile off Caleb's face, his brows furrow.
All right.
What's wrong? Did he disappear? Did he fucking die?
Mia passed away.
Of course she did. In that moment, silence extends and wraps around my ears. Sunlight hits the ground, but its chill creeps up like vines and stills my breath. And then you have to wonder, how the fuck did that happen? Because she was just fine. Again. If she would have just pretended to drink it, maybe. But she didn't. If this is supposed to be my character in like heavy quotation marks, why is she so stupid? Why? I'm gonna have a reasonable crash out. I'm really gonna have a reasonable crash out. I'd rather get get the message from Zane and be like, hey, Zane, what the fuck happened? And then he'd be like, well, this happened, and then this happened. And by the way, where were you last night? And then I'd be like, I don't know if I can tell him that Caleb's alive or anything like that. So I'll keep that to myself. But like, I had a fever last night. Silly me. And I went to go bed. I went to bed. According to the documents I read, Mia went into septic shock because of her burns. They couldn't save her. Zane examined Mia's emergency treatment records, which perfectly matched the fleet's public statement. The medical records are too thorough. It's almost as if they're hiding something. Besides, no one actually witnessed Mia's death. Ugh! I mean, like, it is very true that people can't go into septic shock for burns, but nobody witnessed it? What do you mean? Would they not? Okay. I'm gonna say this, but if a patient, for whatever reason, is in the hospital because of burns, they are on telemetry. I'm gonna spit some knowledge for you guys. They are on telemetry because you have to monitor their condition. And so when you hear a little beeping on a monitor, you go in to check the patient. And then once you're done with that, you would call a code. So then people would say, oh, this is how she passed. But for nobody to know that she passed because of whatever reason, that's fucking sketchy as hell. Something happened. After the academic conference ended, Zane retrieved a classified file and departed with the medical team. He took these mysteries with him. And once he confirmed my safety, he didn't ask any more questions. As for Kevy, whoever went to such lengths to find him clearly wants him alive. For now, at least. Don't be too hard on yourself. I'm being hard on her because she's a fucking idiot. I try not to, like, use... I try not to cuss a lot, but no, this is really making me upset. Like, oh my god, this is making me upset. I'm gonna have to play something else afterwards. Because, like, I just cannot. She's an idiot. And I feel like everybody else's opinions are gonna differ from mine because they like Caleb. And listen, I like Caleb too, but he's a fucking psycho. But you reasonably have to be suspicious. What do you mean nobody saw her? What are you saying? But the story doesn't end there. I'm pretty sure it doesn't. What happened to Kevy? The story of the siblings' parents were found abroad, the small vessel Joseph had taken, which further proves his involvement. The Farspace fleet stepped in to address public concerns and quickly arranged for an adoptive family for Kevy. Everything progressed at an unnaturally rapid pace. Their flawless response is too perfect. It was like watching a chess game where every move had been planned in advance.
Is the explosion incident a result of the fleet's negligence?
Has the fleet taken any steps to reflect on its actions? With the full-scale lockdown fast approaching, are there any new protocols in place?
Beyond the barricade tape, reporters and photographers with cameras of all sizes gather together, yet it's eerily calm in front of Mia's grave. When the funeral ends, the crowd disperses. Kevy stands alone by the tombstone, fiddling with the black armband that continues to slide down. His face is smooth and boyish. There are neither crystals nor reef. Kevy, are you okay?
Miss?
And then that's when I would reasonably cash out as a kid. Like, you promised. You promised and you weren't there. And now look at my sister. He looks up at me, studying my expression before revealing a smile.
Yeah, the professor has been very nice. I'm moving to a new place soon.
The professor? Is he the one who adopted Kevy? I'm sorry. I planned to show up that night, but if I had found you sooner...
It's okay. The fleet found me in the end.
He speaks before I can continue, his expression almost devoid of emotion. He's composed. But I thought you said you didn't want to go with the fleet. Something's still off. Kevy managed to avoid being detected, even though they did thorough searches. The fleet didn't find him right until...
Don't worry, miss. I'll be okay in my new home. I'll miss my sister.
He speaks as if he's stating a fact. And why would a person be sad about something that already became a fact? It's as if I'm the one who's not quite ready to face reality yet. I push down the sadness bubbling inside me and give him Lucia, who's been cleaned. Here's the plushie Mia left behind. It should stay with its owner. Kevy frowns. He glances at the photo of the tombstone, surrounded by flowers and toys, as if trying to figure out who the person is.
I don't like toys. But because it's from you, I'll take it.
They did something to Kevy. I'm calling it right now. The confusion in his eyes only lasts a moment. When he looks up again, he has that serene smile on his face. They did something to him. After Kevy heads off with his new family, I stay where I am, and then I hear a familiar voice behind me. Where the fuck did he go? Anyways, Caleb tips his hat and sets down a fresh bouquet by Mia's grave.
I'm sorry. Some fleet business got in the way.
It's okay. As your adjutant, it's normal for me to represent you when needed. For a long time, we stand there silently observing the bright smile on the tombstone.
How's Kevy doing?
I don't know. How is he doing? He's fucking brainwashed now.
Maybe the kid's just putting up a front. So, he hasn't really come to terms with his family and sister being gone from this world.
That can't be right. The doubt echoing in my mind almost escapes my lips. I slowly close my eyes and calm down. In less than 2 days, Kevy's condition completely changed from what I saw that night. This must be the fleet's doing. It seems an unseen force pushed the rapid completion of Mia's funeral and Kevy's adoption. Does this mean Caleb knows what's really going on? I would assume he does. Many adults struggle with tragedies such as these. I can only imagine what it's like for a child. Picking up on what I'm saying, Caleb gives my shoulder a comforting squeeze. He looks like he wants to say more, but he lowers his head. There's a bit of sadness in his eyes.
Don't be too disheartened.
Okay. Ever since the explosion, everything has been wrapped up too well. The wind pushes one of the toys near the tombstone. It rolls and stops at my feet. Caleb bends down to pick it up. He dusts it off, and his insignia gleams silver under the dim light. I play with the hem of my skirt and hold back the questions itching to escape my mouth. I've known Caleb for a long time. I shouldn't doubt him without any evidence. And that's how they get you!
We can relax somewhere else.
Okay. After this finishes, I'm gonna have to do a BRB because I'm gonna get too upset about this. Because this is so annoying! The communication device on Caleb's wrist vibrates. He grimaces.
What is it?
There's a large group of reporters outside. They're making a scene.
I would make a scene too. You guys covered this up. There's something wrong. There's something going on here, and you're just not telling the public. And why not?
I'll see what's going on.
Yes, Colonel.
Go ahead. I want to spend some more time with Mia.
Okay. I'll be right back.
I wish you weren't. Caleb? Just as he's about to leave, I stop him. I want to ask something. I look into the familiar gaze, letting go of the hem I've been clutching. I smell at him. No matter what happens, I can always trust you, right?
Of course.
He moves his arm, seemingly about to ruffle my hair, yet he stops, and instead pats my shoulder. He doesn't want the dirt on his hand to get in my hair.
Wait for me.
As more people leave, the cemetery quiets down. I go for a stroll, walking along the gravel path. I'm closest to the exit. but the questions I couldn't bring myself to ask keep flooding my mind. If I fuck this up one more time, if the Far Space Fleet were the ones who caused the explosion, what could be their motive? How much does Caleb actually know? Well, I assume that because he's in a high position that he's a colonel, he knows a lot. Sister Girl needs to get over the fact that he's her longtime friend and look at this from an objective point of view. If he's not my friend, what does he know? What is he not telling me? What doesn't he know? Like, you have to separate yourself from whatever relationship you have with people. That's why when stuff happens to like people's families and positions, they're like off the case because you have too much of a connection to them. And it might, English words are hard. It might skew your perspective on the entire investigation. So she needs to think about this from an objective standpoint, not from a familial standpoint. And that's just not what she's doing. And it's irking me in a way that I have not been irked in a very long time. Is there some untold story to how he became part of the Far Space Fleet? I had to really consciously say that because I keep saying Far Fleet, but it's not Far Fleet, it's Far Space. Is it related to the Aether Core fragment? Is that why this fleet was desperate to get their hands on Kevy? Ding, 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 ding. We have a winner. We know why. Aether Core. I have an Aether Core. Ever's coming after me because I have an Aether Core. All of this just ties back to the Aether Core, but she's not picking up what they're putting down. Like the answer, again, the answer is right in her face, but suddenly she does not know how to read. But if it was just about the Aether Core fragment, they wouldn't have rescued him unless
the kid has something more valuable.
Viper coming in clutch, because baby girl just is not clicking. It's not clicking in her head. She's putting two and two together, but it's just not adding up. A cool breeze interrupts my thoughts. I turn around to see a dark figure behind me. I thought she pulled out her gun. I heard the click. He leans against a tombstone, his tongue darting in and out like a snake. He is a snake! Stop saying like a snake! Cracks and blotches decorate his face. I wonder why. What happened to your face? Why did you ask your lover boy?
In this world, a lot of people want an Aether Core, but only a select few can handle its power without being devoured.
Damn, why his voice get so deep?
And finding individuals like that is incredibly rare.
It's you again.
You're not even pretending to be surprised.
Should I act surprised? Oh my god, it's you! Where'd you come from? That's so crazy. Why are you here?
To kill you, obviously.
Hey yo, didn't Caleb say the next time you approach me he was gonna kill you? I don't think that's a good idea. Me personally, I would go. As soon as I remember that, I'm like, you know what? Cut the cameras. I'm out. How lame. Ignoring his bluff, I pull back my gun. Who are you? Are you one of Ever's assassins or just someone who's interested in the Aether Core?
You managed to avoid the correct answer.
Because she's stupid? He remarks, his expression showing no signs of being amiable. He holds out his hand to me. Are we gonna shake hands?
Let me introduce myself properly. I'm Caleb's friend. You can call me Viper.
Seeing how I don't react, he shrugs and takes back his hand. Are you implying that what happened to Kevy was caused by his ability to use an Aether Core?
Don't be too suspicious. Though, seeing you be manipulated like this is annoying. I'm here to lend a hand.
So I wasn't just tweaking. I wasn't just tweaking for no reason.
Don't you want to know what the Fleet and Caleb are really up to?
I do, but if Caleb sees you here, he's not gonna want me to. What makes you think I'll believe you? When I express my doubt, he's caught off guard.
Fair point.
For an idiot. Is what I would add. While we're talking, the faint hum of a car drifts from the cemetery and extends over the wall. I look in its direction. The rear window slowly goes down. Kevy waves at me, an iron fence between us. I can't discern who the person is next to him. It's probably his new guardian.
What a lucky kid. Saved from the fate of being a normal person. It's better to dance to the tune of the strong than live a plain life.
I would love a plain life. Just saying.
A pawn is still a pawn.
That is true.
But they have a chance to survive to the end of a large chess game.
What have you done to him?
Finally, you're asking the right question.
I've been asking that question. She just now caught up. A hint of mockery flicks in those gray eyes that are fixed on me.
Don't you care about him? Go and see for yourself.
That's not helping me. I don't even know where he went. Without realizing it, I catch a small, shiny object that was hurtling towards me. I open my palm and see a uniquely shaped disc.
Tomorrow afternoon, Shell 7, 93rd Azure Way Road. See you later.
That figure sways with the wind before instantly vanishing like mist. I said I was gonna have to do a BRB, but I'm not tweaking anymore. I might tweak a little bit, but I'm okay. I'm okay, I promise. Shell 7, 93rd Azure Road. I forgot the way, but it's fine. The beautiful and secluded villa sits in a white veil. It's impossible to tell whether the building is surrounded by mist or flowing clouds. The signal jammer Viper gave me allows me to silently scale the black wall and enter the courtyard. The tree shadow casts diagonal lines across the grass and meticulously trimmed shrubs. The raw iron fence enclosing the entire space resembles a carefully crafted prison. What exactly does Viper want me to see? Are we gonna hear Kevy yelling out? Walking around a tree's shadow, I notice a familiar figure standing in the center of the garden.
Miss, you're visiting me.
He smiles, seemingly unperturbed by my sudden appearance. It's nice to see you again, Kevy. I respond with a grin that holds an equal amount of warmth to his smile. Is this your new home? Is everything okay?
The professor said I'd finish my coursework here. He thinks I'm talented, but I still have much to learn.
As I move closer, I find that Kevy is holding a brightly colored bird in his hands.
I found it in the garden.
He pinches his talons and watches the small bird struggle.
If I break its wings, it can stay here forever. It will die very quickly, though. The professor said if we damage the bird's neuromuscular system, it won't be able to fly, but it will believe it can. Slowly, it'll get used to its life on the ground. The bird will then forget that it's supposed to fly.
A bone-chilling voice, tinged with childlike innocence, sends a shiver down my spine. Kevy, who is the professor? What's he like?
I can't tell you. You're not my family.
Family, huh? Do you remember Mia? After the fleet found you, did something happen? Can you tell me?
My sister? She's dead. The professor said it's wrong to be sad. I shouldn't be sad. I'll have a lot of brothers and sisters, and I'll be strong. I've always believed when you lose a loved one, you're supposed to be sad. But miss, I don't feel that way at all. Should I be sad?
Kevy's fingers inadvertently relax, and the bird uses this opportunity to flap its wing and soar into the sky. He lowers his head, tears falling onto his hand. A confused expression appears on his face again. I touch his shoulder, ready to speak comforting words, but a faint mechanical noise catches my attention.
System error. Attempting a second reboot. The primary personality is attacking the control program.
My gaze flickers to a thin metal bracelet on Kevy's wrist. It emits a faint blue light.
No, it shouldn't be like this.
Kevy, are you okay? Can you hear me? Girly Pop, the questions you should be asking are, what's that on his wrist? And the second question to that question would be, Did they find out I'm here? But no matter how many times I call his name, Kevy doesn't respond. He stands still. He's getting rebooted, sister.
I shouldn't be... I shouldn't forget.
His senses are fragmented. It's as if some program is taking over his mind.
The chip. Rereading. Inputting memory.
In the blink of an eye, his gaze focuses on me again. Before he can wipe away his tears, he smiles at me and slowly shakes off my hand on his shoulder.
Miss, you're visiting me. That's good. It's time for you to go. The professor will be here soon.
My chest tightens all of a sudden. Is this what Viper wanted me to witness? Did he want me to see Kevy being manipulated to the point where his memories are being rewritten? Could the fleet be behind this? Or maybe... someone's coming. As the sound of footsteps draw closer, I jump over the wall and hide in the bushes.
Did something happen, Kevy?
It's nothing. The bird just flew away.
The composed, slightly exhausted voice speaks again.
I see you're struggling to restrain the fragmented consciousness that isn't yours. Those memories, emotions, and feelings don't belong to you. Don't let them consume you.
All of a sudden, the arrow grows still, then...
Was that girl, Mia, also part of your plan?
My heart races all of a sudden. From just beyond the wall, I hear Caleb's voice.
She didn't show any signs of transformation, so why?
You're overthinking it. For normal people like her, we don't need to get too attached. Letting your emotions run wild and blaming yourself for every little mistake, it will only hold you back.
Caleb is here? It feels like I've been splashed with cold water. A chill runs down my spine as I tried hard to stay calm. And say it with me, people. Say it with me. Be reasonably suspicious. Because anyone and everyone can lie to you. Don't trust people's goodwill. Because most people don't have that.
How is everything going on your end?
We'll soon be done with cleanup. As for the salvaging process, we'll pick up the pace.
The plan will be starting again. You must ensure she doesn't interfere with it.
She isn't me.
Otherwise, I won't be able to keep this a secret for much longer.
She won't.
How do you know that, sir? Stepping outside the gates of the garden, Caleb senses something. He stops in his tracks and turns around, and that's when we use what's called lay on the ground and pretend we're not there. All the windows lining the corridor reflect the reddish sunset as they converge at a single point.
What's the matter?
It's nothing.
The fleeting figure appears to be a trick of the light. He averts his gaze, observing the layers of fog which cover the outer wall.
If that day truly comes, and she discovers everything, I'll keep her hidden. She'll be in a place where no one can find her.
I don't like the sound of that. And not in a hee hee ha ha funny way. This is hee hee ha ha concerning. Despite my extended leave status, my urgent message doesn't raise any eyebrows among my colleagues in special operations. After requesting support regarding Kevy's condition, I also informed Captain Jenna of my deduction that the spatium core fragment had likely fallen into the far space fleet's hand. In response, she repeatedly emphasized that Scout Heaven's complex situation and would rather miss an opportunity than allow me to attempt a risky reacquisition mission, which is good on her part, because Girly Pop does not have any... You know what? How did she become a hunter? Genuine question. Because, like, not every hunter can be this stupid, right? But I feel like it was wrong to let her go on this anyway, even though they didn't know that Caleb is like her childhood best friend and that they know each other. I feel like someone that didn't have the connection that she has with Caleb would have been better suited for it. Just saying. I promised multiple times not to act rashly. Soon enough, Andrew's search yielded preliminary results. Unsurprisingly, looking up far space fleet and mind control chips gave no results. Of course, I understand. As I end the call, the clamor of traffic fills my ears. Above me, interwoven orbital tracks gleam like flowing streams of stars. The bustling scenery around me feels surreal. The moment I stop focusing on work, all the thoughts I've been pushing down start to rise up. Caleb wasn't just aware of the Farspace fleet's actions, he also might have been involved in this scheme. Could his consistently vague whereabouts and highly classified cleanup be a part of it? And what happened to the siblings was definitely not an accident, as the professor claimed. One thing's for certain, even if Mia's death was an accident, the fleet deliberately took Kevi. The fleet must be using some kind of chip to control Kevi and Joseph. They probably have goals that extend beyond obtaining Aether Core fragments. I lower my gaze and notice a metallic glint from my pocket. The necklace I had gifted Caleb still adorns my neck. Amidst the chaos these past few days, I forgot to return it. And in my coat's hidden pocket is now a stealth monitoring chip I brought from Special Operations just in case. Forgive me, Caleb. After a few moments, I finally pull out my phone and dial Caleb's number. Hey.
What's up?
Nothing really. I just wanted to tell you my extended leave for the association is ending. I'll be heading back to Lincoln soon.
Has the date already been set?
No, I've been in Skyhaven for a couple of days and got caught up in all sorts of things. I haven't had a chance to probably spend time with you. When will you be free? Is right now good?
Sure. I'm ready when you are. Do you have a place in mind?
I look up. A nearby tower, the Aerospace Center, looms over me. Its spire piercing the sky. Moonlight gently shines over it. It used to be Caleb's stomping ground back when he worked at the Deep Space Aviation Administration. The serene scene catches as holographic advertisements dance among the clouds. Head over to the Sunset Promenade on the Aerospace Center's outer rings to witness a Type IA supernova thousands of light years away. I heard there's a supernova today. It's not every day we get to see that, right? Let's check it out. Meet me at the Sunset Promenade in an hour. Did she just hang up on him? Damn. Didn't even give him a chance to say okay. I'm probably gonna have to. Oh my god. I'm gonna have an aneurysm, guys. I'm really gonna have an aneurysm on screen. Oh. Stepping off the shuttle's platform, I see the scenery of the main island unfold before me. As night descends, the ring-shaped net encircling the tower glows like a planetary ring. Amidst the flowing lights of neon signs and holograms, people eagerly discuss the upcoming supernova they'll witness.
What will happen to the big star, Mom?
I loved how I looked at it. It was like, wait a minute, what am I reading? What's going on? Is this real life?
Maybe they'll... I'm not sure. I'm sorry, honey.
A memory that lay dormant for so long awakens and envelops my thoughts. Caleb, you have another project?
My science teacher wants us to build models. Everyone's either doing the solar system or a black hole. It's boring.
Love to see his voice has not changed.
Do you remember the supergiant Gran showed us? The one that's 2,300 light years away?
This is gonna be weird. A weird tangent kind of thing. But like, I've noticed that people say 2,300. I say 2,300. I don't know if I'm just like different. Like, do other people do that? Or is it just like specific people? Because I say 2,300. Like, I don't like simplify it because my little brain can't compute things like that. You have to give me the exact number. Otherwise, I'm going to be looking at you like I'm stupid. I mean, because I am.
Its supernova will be the one our generation has the best chance of witnessing firsthand. I want to see it.
Oh, I remember. Didn't she also use it as an example? She said that no matter what difficulties we face in the future, you should protect me. It's like how a ring system protects the planet.
Gran never said that, though. Are you just remembering what you want to hear again?
But she did say it.
Actually, Gran said that powerful stars are destroyed by forces from within. Meanwhile, fragile humans need to endure outside forces.
I mean, he has gravity manipulation, so...
We don't need to face the future alone, though. It's like how planets and their ring systems are born together. They'll also fade away together.
I basically said that. Anyway, you have to help me finish this week's extra reading assignments. You know, I've been thinking about changing my character's name, but it's been Raiden Shogun for so long that I think I just need to keep it. It was back when I was playing Genshin Impact very heavily. And I was like, every name that I have that I could like actually do myself would be like Raiden Shogun or like Ball or something like that. So I think for like prosperity's sake, I'm just gonna keep it. But every time I see them say Raiden, I'm like, damn. I really need to change that name. I feel like that would... See, I feel like that would be kind of cool to look at. But then you just like realize that like it was just like two stars colliding with each other. I come to my senses. This place is crowded and everyone is trying to find the best spot on the Sunset Promenade. Someone steps on my foot. Damn. Say excuse me. As I try to step to the side, I lose my balance and stumble into an unexpected embrace.
Sorry for the wait.
A hand grabs my wrist. I look up and see Caleb's slightly amused expression. Caleb?
In Skyhaven, you can catch a glimpse of cosmic wonders every now and then. Though this is the first time I get to see a supernova. What? Why are you looking at me like that?
Because you're a liar? Why is he acting like nothing happened? Why is it always so difficult to understand what he's thinking? Sister, he is not the same man that he was a year ago. He probably wasn't even the same man that you thought he was a year ago. He's probably guiding his fucking chaotic and psychotic tendencies. Caleb grins and leans in. Back up from me, sir. Listen.
Where'd you go today?
Why do you want to know? I just walked around.
This place is packed. Hold on tight. Don't get lost, Pipsqueak.
It's like, it's an innocent question, like, where did you go today? But like, now that I know, you don't need to know. You don't need to know where I was. Why? So you can put a chip on me? I feel like he would do that, actually. I'm not a little girl. Caleb, slow down. He grabs my hand and walks quickly, yet his grip is firm. It reminds me of when we were in school. He always held my hand like this back then. For a moment, I'm stunned. I start to question if the voice I heard this afternoon is really him. Girly pop. Oh my god, I'm gonna have an aneurysm. How could Caleb changed? No, he hasn't changed at all. If anything's different, it should not be him. As I watch him walk, a bizarre idea pops into my head for no reason. Is there something inside Caleb that's controlling him? Is it changing him? That's my suspicion. Even though, like, I've been, like, heavily criticizing this entire story thus far. Because, like, her actions would not be my actions. She's her own entity right now. This is not what I would be doing. But I feel like his quote-unquote change is because he's probably one of those kids that has the mind control chip. I'm clocking it right now. I'm clocking it. I'm putting in my answer. That's my final answer.
Over here.
On the edge of the viewing platform, Caleb discreetly moves to stand beside me. He acts like a shield from the bustling crowd. Below the glass floor, clouds ripple like waves while a hologram appears to start the countdown. We can see Skyhaven University's clock from here. And look at all those fighter jets over there. Is that the Aero Dome for Aerospace Academy?
Yep. With exams on the horizon, I bet a bunch of my juniors are preparing themselves for some serious cramming.
The last time I visited Skyhaven University was for your graduation. Time flies.
It sure does.
Do you regret it? Caleb leans on the railing, turns to me and smiles.
Regret what?
Being admitted into Aerospace Academy and becoming those 1 in 10,000 deep space fighter pilots. I hesitate, unable to find the right words. I could not say the words, obviously. You're on an entirely different path now. It wasn't one you chose in the beginning.
Stuff changes all the time. It's fine. What about you? When you were a kid, you nagged me about using my evol to hold you up high. You even insisted I launch you into space.
I don't think that's physically possible, no matter how good his evol is.
Do you still dream about exploring the universe?
Being shot in the sky? I don't know. That's just nonsense kids say. Caleb raises his head. There's a fleeting sadness on his face. I almost wonder if I had imagined it.
Back at the shelter, I remember you said your home was beyond the stars. But we couldn't even get past the walls and barbed wire.
Ooh. Yeah, the teacher always said the outside world is dangerous. We were too little to go out. Though, when you're cooped up in one place for so long, the outside world can be more appealing than ever. True. Yeah, all we could do was hang out on the rooftop and count the fighter jets flying past us. I once asked you about why they would crash, and if the old railroad by the shelter led to the sea.
The fighter jets crashed because they got attacked by wanderers. As for that railroad, at the end of it is a patch of weeds. We'll figure out everything about this world, one step at a time.
What about 2 steps at a time? I like to go fast. Really? I'm starting to think some people's hearts are more mysterious than the world itself. Ooh. Like you, for example. You're a walking vault of secrets right now. I can't tell if my thoughts are written all over my face to the point where he can see everything. Probably. I look into his eyes and hope to receive an acceptable response.
Well, Pipsqueak, since you're interested in secrets, there is one thing.
I have a chip in your arm. What? Which is? The noisy crowd suddenly falls silent, and dazzling lights fade into the night. The hologram's light continues to glow like water. Only the countdown remains. He grins at me, his voice as serene as if a passing flock of birds. I love you?
It's starting.
The people around us look toward the sky, but his gaze remains fixed on me. I almost lose myself in his eyes. After a moment, I find my voice and flash him a smile. Oh, right. Close your eyes. I have a surprise for you. I said close your eyes, not lean towards me. I pull out the necklace from my pocket and put it around his neck.
Who gives the same gift twice?
I don't know. Who gets exploded in front of my face and comes back a year later? Many mysteries in the world, I guess. Okay, but who lost a precious gift from others? If it disappears again, there won't be a next time.
All right.
You know what? It's ironic that her character was like wearing it as a necklace, because that's what I had my OC do.
I promise I won't lose it again.
Are we sure about that? It's very loud, so I'm not even gonna read it. I read like a 4th grader, so I wouldn't be able to read it that fast anyway. The electromagnetic radiation from the supernova will persist for some time. To protect Skyhaven, a floating city powered by energy, aerial shields have been activated above us. After you witness this brief brilliance, night descends onto the cityscape once more. Tonight, Caleb will go out again. According to him, Skyhaven's lockdown will be over soon, along with the cleanup. I say goodnight to him in advance. Then I enter my bedroom, draw the curtains, and force myself to close my eyes as I rest on the bed. In these dark hours of night, I eventually hear the door being pushed open. The faint sounds of footsteps draw closer. Realizing it's Caleb, I keep my breathing steady. As I pretend to be asleep, a gentle touch lands on my forehead. See, this is what she should have did the first time. He's gone. Why did Caleb... What if he just like smacked something on my forehead? My mind is in turmoil. I press my hand against my chest, trying to stop my heart from pounding too quickly, and slowly get up. I look out the window and see the night scenery. Then, taking a deep breath, I activate the target tracking feature on my hunter's watch. Target is being tracked. It seems Caleb hasn't discovered the tracking embedded in the necklace. Damn, girly! With all these complex leads, only Caleb can unravel these mysteries as he's burdened with countless secrets. Did she put it in on the off chance that he was alive? When I try to leave, I notice the door doesn't budge, and he locked her in. Did Caleb intentionally lock me in the house? I raise my gun and aim at the lock. Without a second thought, I pull the trigger. I just need her to have like 2 brain cells. Maybe 3 if we're lucky. It may be 4. You know, let's go with a modest 5. I just need her to have 5 brain cells. Please and thank you. For the love of all that is holy, just have some brain cells. Flares illuminate the night sky. They're bright enough to make it seem like daytime. Meanwhile, destroyed streetlights sway in the wind. What the fuck happened here? 2 to 3 stories, steel structures cast looming shadows in the cracked pavement. A palette of dark, cold hues surrounds them. Amidst this desolation, the only source of vibrant color is the orange barricade tape. How can there be a place like this in Skyhaven? Thick wild grass covers the ground, a testament to the years of having been abandoned. Yet these pieces of metal shine as if they're new. Beyond the bars of steel, the faint outlines of various aircraft hint at this place's history. The signal from the necklace abruptly vanishes here. There must be a signal jammer in this area.
Test Site 5 has been cleared. We will now advance to the east zone.
What was that?
Idiot.
Shh! Quickly now. They won't find us here.
Before I can react, I'm pulled into a makeshift shelter made from discarded equipment.
It's just the rain. We need to keep moving.
I turn around and pull out my gun, only to see a young girl's face illuminated by the light reflected off a puddle. Crystals adorn her skin. She wears a thin dress, but she's unperturbed in such cold rain. In the distance, officers wearing Space Fleet uniforms move closer. They're armed and on high alert.
Isn't it weird how these monsters are getting more aggressive?
The contamination levels here are extremely high. They're practically indistinguishable from wanderers now. Stay frosty.
Don't you use that on me. Oh my god. Even here, the Call of Duty edits, they know. They know.
This batch of specimens is on the brink of transformation. Salvage value at 0%. Requesting confirmation to do the cleanup.
Specimens. Is she one of them? The crystalline growths on the girl's body are similar to Kevy's, but far more severe. She's almost completely transformed into one of those monsters from N109 zone.
Hey, can you check if I'm still alive? Is my heart still beating?
Sweetie, if you're talking to me, I'm pretty sure that means like you're still alive, but I will check that for you. Urging me, the girl grabs my hand and presses it to her chest. I look down. A fist-sized cavity covered in crystals is in her chest. Ooh. Within it, a large crystal pulsates and eerily glows in the place where her heart should be. What happened to you? Her skin, drained of all its color as she stands in the rain, betrays the weight of her memories as she cowers.
As I was dying, someone whisked me away from the ward and took off the white cloth on my face. They made a promise. After one experiment, I could live again. Who wouldn't want that?
the story is getting deeper and deeper, and I feel like it'll get even deeper when I start reading the world underneath. As she speaks, the crystals creep further up her neck, yet she appears oblivious to them.
It's a shame. If I passed the test, I could have been the professor's daughter.
Curling up into a ball, she hides her face and muffles her sobs. The rain covers her anguish. The professor, he's the one who took in Kevin under the pretense of adoption.
Professor, who gave us a second chance at life. He's our father.
Now I know for sure he was the one walking next to Caleb at that villa. He's definitely involved in this experiment, and he must have something to do with the Far Space Fleet. The lockdown and cleanup are just a cover. The fleet's true targets are these.
Power. It's warm. And you smell really nice.
And it was at this moment my character knew she's an idiot. Lightning splits the night sky, casting light on the narrow space. She stops sobbing, the girl raises her head, and I see her tear-streaked face click. The crystals fall. Those dark eyes are consumed. There are only empty eye sockets reminiscent of eye holes in the mask. Good lord. This would be nightmare fuel if I could actually see this.
Can I?
But it's text, so I'm not that scared. I beg your pardon? You're not even gonna ask me to take me out to dinner first? Like, maybe a little nibble on my arm. You can have that. She seems to lose consciousness, but then her cold finger grabs my wrist.
Your strength. Give it to me.
Sensing her abnormal strength, I swiftly pull back. I use the momentum to throw the girl off balance and force her to the ground to her knees. Raindrops trickle down her temple. Her skin is like a human's. I hesitate for a second before reaching for my gun. That single moment costs me, and a sharp pain shoots up from my knee. The crystalline spikes protruding from her shoulder pierce my left leg. The blood mixes with the rain.
I said you should let me eat you.
And I said that you should take me out to dinner first. And maybe a movie. It's as if a silent signal has been given. Several figures emerge from the shadow and stagger toward me. Black crystals have almost engulfed every part of their bodies. They're barely recognizable as humans from their outlines. The crackling sound of burning flesh resounds in my ears. Their silhouettes blur with the ones I remember from the N109 zone. No, those things are already here. They're all here for the Aether Core? As they close in, I have no choice but to fight through the pain. I push the girl away, holding my gun. I struggle to stand. Bullets cut through the rainfall and pierce the legs of two figures at the front of the group. However, they don't stop. Gritting my teeth, I aim for the shoulders of these people. Another shot rings out, and the girl's twisted convulsions come to an abrupt stop, but I didn't pull the trigger. The figure before me dissipates into particles. It's similar to how a wanderer disintegrates after death.
I found the missing specimens. Stop them.
Does this mean I get caught? Several lights shine harshly, and I hear the synchronized sound of guns being drawn. A bullet whistles past my ear, yet those people who have been shot multiple times continue to lunge at me. Amidst the howling winds, the space in front of me distorts. The vortex appears, sucking in and tearing apart 2 or 3 living figures. What is that? That's Caleb! The rain stops, and the smoke from guns and crystal particles appear to be suspended in time. Through the veil of raindrops, an indifferent face gradually comes into focus. Raindrops are deflected away. Caleb. Frozen in place, I don't know if I should call it his name. No!
What are you doing here?
She's an idiot. I keep telling everybody this. She's an idiot. Like, no, you shouldn't do this because it's dangerous. I'll be fine. Sister, you are not fine. Genuinely, MC is making me dislike her more and more with every chapter that I do. I should be the one asking you that. No, you really shouldn't. I bite my lip before speaking in a more serious tone. These monsters and wanderers are actually what you're cleaning up, right? He takes a step forward and seizes my wrist with a lot of strength. Hey, you're gonna break my wrist. Calm down.
Now do you see?
No, I don't, actually.
In this world, there will always be people who want your power.
In a dance of light and shadow, his expression remains indiscernible. Before I can open my mouth, the cries of wanderers fill the air. I avert my gaze. The remaining figures struggle against the vortex, and the metaflex slowly dissipates. Honestly, you know what? His power would be the best for this, because he can distort gravity. As the winds screech, the energy particles coalesce into a large wanderer. It roars before advancing towards Caleb. Caleb, be careful. So you should be saying to yourself.
You're the one who needs to be careful.
Caleb said it for me. With a stern expression, he grabs my shoulder and pulls me behind him.
Are you trying to prove you're strong enough to trespass into restricted zones by yourself? At night? You should only do that sort of thing when you're not throwing yourself into danger.
He's got the right of it. I mean, listen, even though I'm reasonably suspicious of Caleb's character, he's spitting facts. She needs to think before she does things. And she's just not thinking. She's just doing. And doing could get her in a lot of fucking trouble. She could potentially end her life. But she doesn't think about that. No, God forbid she uses her brain.
You're still injured.
My turn.
I keep trying to pull you in.
You can see the important bits, so that's fine.
Smart. Now I can relax a little. A routine attack. I won't let you get further in. Take cover.
Eat this. Caleb.
No worries. Keep attacking. It's only got half its health left. You want to do a competition?
Of course.
Watch out for the rock spikes. They're locked onto you. Smart. Now I can relax a little. Wait for my signal. Fire! Now's our chance to strike. Once we take out the gravitational core, it won't stand a chance.
My turn.
Looks like we're perfectly in sync.
And now we have to fight two.
Step back. Keep yourself safe. A routine, it's now we should stick together. Time to show them what target has entered the containment zone.
Pursuing target.
Positions locked. Fire. Smart.
Nothing
I
I
can
look
relax a
away
little.
from the camera and then the explosion.
Does it hurt? We'll get it checked out later.
I'm fine.
I wouldn't say that when you're near death, sister.
Requesting ambush.
Request approved. Now we should stick together.
My
Smart.
There's not much
Now
I
can
can say
relax a
while they're
little.
fighting.
Wait for my signal. Fire. Now's our chance to strike.
Eat this.
I won't do it.
Oh, I actually did it with 50%. I thought she was like down further. Love that for her. Love that she's still kicking. She's still got it. The fleet ship cruises smoothly in the air as it's currently on autopilot. It resembles a colossal beast lurking in the night. A colossal beast? Another AOT reference? I could just be reading into it, but I'm not. I'm gonna read into it further. They were talking about the colossal titan. Clock it. They were talking about it. Outside the porthole, an endless stream of stars flicker like a shimmering wave of light. In the aircraft cabin, Caleb puts me on the bed, retrieving a first aid kit. He sits down and carefully removes the bloody fabric from my knee. Under the harsh light, blood continues to flow. His gloves are dyed a bright crimson. I look away.
Does it hurt?
When you fell from heaven?
Are you mad at me?
No. As I hear him take out the medicine and equipment, I start to turn around, but then his hand covers my eyes. A fine needle pricks into my skin, and the searing pain instantly dissipates. Caleb? I raise my head and look into his eyes. The explosion in the Cascade District was just a convenient excuse to justify the cleanup. Then there's Cabby and Mia. Those were manufactured incidents too. What have you been doing behind my back? Caleb wipes away the blood from my knee and disposes of the syringe. He retrieves a surgical skin stapler.
What do you think could have happened if I hadn't been there tonight?
She probably would have been overpowered and probably eaten. I'm being honest. A gun can only get you so far, and she wasn't... It didn't help. The surgical skin stapler leaves behind a faint mark.
I can't bear going through the same pain again. Or do you want me to re-experience that loneliness because I left you?
I mean, to be fair, you did explode in my face. I didn't explode in your face. So, like, F in the chat for you, but definitely not for me. That's not...
You shouldn't throw yourself into danger anymore.
I've been saying that this entire stream. Like, homegirl needs to think, and she's just not. She's thinking with, like, the 1% of her brain cell that she has. And then just, like, winging it. Winging it can only get you so far. You really gotta think. His fingers touch the stitched area and wipe away the tiny droplets of blood.
Whether those people live or die tonight, it doesn't matter anymore. Anyone who dares to wield power that isn't theirs must pay the price.
Technically, if you think about it, this Aether Core isn't supposed to be my power. It's because Graham and her friendly gang of scientists decided to experiment on me. So now I have this in my heart, and, like, I can't get it out because it's my heart now.
The explosion was just an opportunity for the fleet to intervene. You arrived in Skyhaven at the wrong time.
Why didn't you tell me sooner? I mean, like, no offense, but that's classified information, and it would probably be on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know.
Would anything change? Would it even make a difference?
He sets down the surgical stapler and bandages my wound. Then he calmly meets my gaze. So you kept me in the dark to stop me from doing anything. Did you really think I wouldn't question such protection? Caleb remains silent. I lick my dry lips, suddenly tired of arguing with him. Fine. Once your fleet ship lands, I'll leave.
No, you won't.
I think that's my choice.
Since you managed to escape once, we'll be going somewhere else.
He lifts his hand and cups my cheek. His fingers are freezing cold.
I will protect you. Until everything is resolved, I need to make sure you're safe and sound.
I don't like where this is going.
Who did the Colonel bring back? Who knows? But since he ordered us to take good care of her, she's probably not a nobody.
Now I'm gonna be the gossip of the whole fleet. Thanks, Caleb. With the mission over, Caleb takes me to the special care unit on the Far Space Fleet ship. I can't even step outside of it. The walls, white as snow, are adorned with all sorts of medical devices, their multicolored indicator lights dancing incessantly. I don't know his rationale or how exactly I'm being kept here, though I couldn't care less right now.
Maybe she's also getting sent to Colonel.
I mean, listen, I know I have a lack of enthusiasm when I speak, but can't she be like, maybe she's also getting sent to Colonel? That's what I would say. That's what I would say. If I like wanted to expand my vocals.
The medical examination is done. We're just waiting for the analysis. But because of the rain, the equipment indicates her vital signs are abnormal.
Colonel, who's the injured?
An important target for observation. Is there a problem?
No, I was just curious. I've never seen her before, so...
I look at the blue and white medical gown I'm wearing. It's ironic I got labeled as a target for observation. Their conversation draws to a close and is replaced by the sound of familiar footsteps getting closer. I return to the bed and lie down as if I haven't heard them speak. The door opens silently and Caleb walks in. The room's light adjusts with his every step. Now, like I said, if she had just used her brain, she probably wouldn't be trapped in this hospital, quote unquote hospital.
Morning.
And that's when you go in the silent treatment. As he nears the bed, the room brightens as if to imitate the breaking dawn. He pulls up a chair and sits down.
How are you feeling?
Oh, now that they're giving me an option. I'm definitely staying quiet.
We're in a bit of a stalemate, huh?
Oh yeah, we are. Caleb taps the vital sign monitor on the wall and various data values appear in midair. My heart rate, my breathing rate, everything but my current mental state is right in front of him. And what is her mental state right now? Let's talk about that. Caleb, I need to leave.
You'll be out of here soon enough.
How soon is soon? He meets my gaze, his words seemingly admonishing me. When?
Depends on when your vital signs return to normal.
So never. Because, you know, something tells me that her vital signs won't return to normal. Since last night, I've heard the same response 3 times. A question takes hold of me. It sends a shiver down my spine. Caleb? It's been a while since I said his name like that. Touched, Caleb's gaze finds mine. How does she say it? Because I said it in a certain voice.
Yes?
When you made me take cold medicine that night, it wasn't just because you were concerned about my health, right?
You already figured out everything, right? Aren't I pathetic?
He drugged her. I clocked it the minute she said something about 2 pills. Should I tolerate or should I ask? You may be wondering, she might pick tolerate, but absolutely not. And this is all just an excuse. You never planned to let me go since the beginning. Was she gonna hit him? I've had enough of him not telling me this. Oh my god! She threw a cup at him? Good lord. Have some decorum. I've had enough of him not telling me the truth. I take the cup from the table and throw it on him. You know what? This is a reasonable crash out because, like, she's being held against her will. Even though it's her fault that she's in this place in the first place, because if she would have just stayed in the room the second time and then just kind of left that morning, I don't think it, you know, actually no, let me retract that because this probably would have happened anyway, because I feel like he clocked that she was there talking to Kevy when he was talking to the professor, so she already knew way too much. Girlie knew too much, even though she wasn't putting 2 and 2 together, so he was probably gonna keep her here anyway. So like, she had a lose-lose situation to begin with. The cup collides with his body and then shatters into pieces. Damn, how... Wait. How hard is his chest? You know, I would have expected her to, like, throw it at the window or something like that, throw it at the wall. I'm like, I'm tired of this. But I didn't expect her to throw it at his body. That just pathetically falls on the floor.
Did that help you calm down?
You know, when it said ask, I thought she was gonna ask. Like, you never wanted to let me go in the first place, right? A question mark. And then maybe, are you back a bit? I did not know that she was gonna throw it. Like, yikes on her part. But again, it's a reasonable crash out. The water droplets fall and drench his immaculate uniform. That's weird. Yeah, his gaze remains unfazed. The person before me stays composed. The Caleb I once knew is gone. I've been said that. I said that an hour ago. This is not the same Caleb you know, homegirl. You gotta think before you act.
Get some rest. It'll help you relax.
Relax my ass! I'm here against my will. And you won't even let me go. What is my job gonna say? My extended leave is already over. I was supposed to leave last night. Now I'm here. I don't even think they can do anything about it because the Far Space Fleet is above them. So I'm just here indefinitely.
I'll check in on you later tonight.
No! And that's when you just, like, No, actually, you know what? I was gonna say that's when you like put stuff against the door so he can't come in. But he has gravity involved, so like it just wouldn't work. You can't get away. Escape? Does she get away? Oh my god. Freedom! Groggy, I open my eyes again. The world outside has already descended into darkness. A few lights twinkle like fireflies in the heavy mist. Lock in, babes. Lock in. I sit up and scan my surroundings, belatedly realizing I'm not at home. Everything that has led up to this moment feels like a surreal dream. The lights? I whip my head around and look out the window again. I can't clearly see what's outside, but in the mist are the outlines of tall buildings. Since Caleb wants to take me back to HQ, it seems the Far Space fleet has landed. It's a starship that spends most of its time in the sky and doesn't always touch the ground, so...
What's wrong? Where does it hurt?
I feel cold for some reason. My head is spinning. I can't see anything. And that's when you bum rush her. And you just run. You run. And you hope and pray that he doesn't know. That he's not anywhere near. He's gonna grab you again. He's just gonna use his evolve to grab you by the force of gravity. And then like, I don't know, padlock you in a room somewhere.
Hold on. I'll call for the doctor.
Did she bum rush her? And once with move, I pick up her limp body, place her on the bed, and tuck her in. Sorry. Ooh, is she gonna go for like, this is me? And then when they pull the covers back, they find out that it's not her. And by that time, she's long gone. After putting on the nurse's face mask and uniform, I push the cart along as I leave. Several officers wearing uniforms approach me. I lower my gaze and walk past them. You get it, girlie. I believe in you. But before I can breathe a sigh of relief, a voice calls out to me. Ugh!
Excuse me, nurse.
Yeah. How can I help you? I turn around and make sure I don't stutter as I speak. A fleet officer walks up to me. He frowns as he gives me a once-over.
You're heading toward the armory. Why does a nurse need to be there?
Oh shit, I am? I'm sorry. I thought the pharmacy was this way. I calm down and lie to him without missing a beat. I guess the person who gave me directions misunderstood my question. Fortunately, this explanation seems to have fooled him. He nods and points to the corridor in the opposite direction.
The pharmacy is over there. The armory is a restricted area, so you shouldn't be wandering around.
Okay, thank you, sir. I haven't even taken a few steps when the fleet calls out to me again.
Wait.
What? Is there something else you need?
You have stabilizers there, right?
He grabs 3 syringes from a box on the cart and shows me the number on his chest.
I'm taking some with me. Write it down on the list later.
He finally vanishes after making a turn around a corner and my heart finally relaxes. Why am I acting like I'm actually in this situation? Don't make me hold my breath because I'm gonna cry. What did he mean by stabilizer? I pick up a syringe from the box and turn it over to look at its label. Drug name Sebazine. It can be used to combat emotional outbursts, enhance cognitive functions, and help patients stabilize their mental state. Are they gonna use it on me? Only those with Turing chips may use this. This drug should not be used daily.
You planted a mind control device in me. It's that chip.
Mm-hmm.
The chip. Rereading. Inputting memory.
It's all coming together. That chip must be the Turing chip. That fleet space officer must also have one. An absurd thought pops into my mind. If chip implantation is common in the fleet space, then Caleb might have gotten it too. In that case, maybe everything he's done so far wasn't of his volition. Could the change in his behavior also be related to the Turing chip? For a moment, I can't tell if I'm onto something or trying to excuse his actions. Maybe a little bit of both. A few meters away, a large door suddenly opens. I hear a very familiar voice speak.
Colonel.
My heart sinks a beat. I retreat and try to hide in the corner of the corridor. Before I can see who's with Caleb, however, he turns. His back blocks my view.
I heard you'll lead the fleet on a patrol through the depths of the Deepspace tunnel.
For the love of all that is holy, girly pop, just get out, please. I can't keep living in these conditions.
The Fountain of Atay is about to enter its next phase. A banquet will be held in your honor before you leave.
I can't attend the celebratory banquet anyway. I have some personal matters to deal with.
No, you definitely can. You can attend. You can attend.
You shouldn't ignore them.
Please, listen to the man that you're speaking to. Don't ignore them. Caleb doesn't speak for a moment before he responds in a lower voice.
Speculating on other people's thoughts isn't my forte. And since I've taken your place, I can order you to leave. Now.
Oh. Caleb reaches out and presses the sensor on the wall. The door raises. The man grunts as he leaves.
Come here.
Damn it! In the empty corridor, Caleb suddenly turns and looks. It's so comical how every time I'm trying to escape, he just stops me. Please, all I'm asking for is for me to go home. I just want to be in the cupboard with my plushies and my upstairs neighbor, Xavier. Please. I'm tired of this, Grandpa. I freeze and don't move. A few seconds later, a shadow looms over me and grabs my wrist. What if he doesn't know it's me? I am coping right now. I have so much copium right now. I have a copium mask on. Right? What if he doesn't know it's me? What if he thinks it's someone else?
Playing hide and seek now?
Damn.
Did you really think you wouldn't be noticed?
Maybe he doesn't think it's me. Let's wishful think. Let's wishful think.
There are eyes in every nook and cranny. Does it look like you can escape?
I stand corrected. He knows it's me. Never mind. This was like the Silas thing all over again. Just go back to my room. You were brave enough to bring me to HQ. That means no matter who's suspicious of me, you'll have my back, right? He stares at me for a long time and then he laughs. For some reason, an ominous feeling washes over me. I don't like the way he's laughing. Let go of me.
You want to go home, right? I'll take you there now.
I don't think he's gonna take me home, guys. From the Farspace Fleet's headquarters to his home, Caleb remains silent. The door is now locked. This is gonna be my prison, isn't it? Yep, this is where we're gonna be from now on. This is what you meant by safe and sound? Lowering his gaze, he says nothing. Following his gaze, I find the wound on my knee has reopened.
Doesn't it hurt?
I mean, listen, with the adrenaline pumping, I wasn't even thinking about my knee. I was thinking about getting out. Answer my question first, Caleb. You gotta be stern. He suddenly picks me up and walks into the living room. You know what? Some part of me was like really hoping she got out. Like I said, that's gonna be my prison. This is gonna be my prison until someone's like, wait a minute, where's Raiden? Until someone like actually really, you know, helps a sister out and gets me out of the situation that I've unfortunately found myself in. That airsoft it looks kind of fire though.
Sit first.
Whoa!
Your wound.
Is the Colonel ordering me around, or is Caleb worried about me?
You're sassy, sister. Did she just shot a Neum in the face?
Do you remember that injured cat you brought back home? Back when we were kids?
I know this scene because I
We kept
reacted
it in the
to it.
backyard. But that cat always kept trying to run away before it fully recovered.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to listen to this.
Not him using his evil to keep her
Do you want to know
still.
what I did in response?
I don't want to know, to be honest.
I got a collar with a bell. I put it on the cat. That way, it couldn't escape without being noisy. If I had that kind of bell right now, I should make you wear it, right?
No, no. Wait, is this your protection? No, we're not picking. Listen, never give in, never what? Never give up. You never give in. Or maybe you should give in.
Is this how you'll protect me? I just need to be glued to your side?
I know, it's unfair, but...
Damn.
Analyzing vital signs.
Because of that monster, your wound is infected. Is there truly a way for you to run around without getting injured?
Are you still the Caleb who confronted danger with me? I've had enough of your protection.
This is a tense moment. Oh my god. Why is it suddenly hard to breathe?
If being with me only brings you pain, then just put up with this for 3 more days.
What are you going to do?
Tie up loose ends.
And then let me go?
And then, all of this will be over. I just need 3 days.
Why do I feel like 3 days will become 3 years? It's been 3 days.
Our reporters out in the field confirm the lockdown will be lifted after being in effect. The Far Space Fleet assures everyone that the explosion in the Cascade District will not happen.
After all this is over, the fleet will return to the deep space tunnel. You'll be safe, for now.
In other words, you'll just disappear again and not even say anything?
I'll be gone. Aren't you happy that you won't have to see me then?
Damn, they're like lovers that are going through a spat right
I'm about to leave. It'd be nice if we had a meal together.
So, I have to listen to the Colonel
Damn.
even when it comes to eating and
This is the
drinking?
crash out that I wanted!
You can be mad, but don't let it affect your health.
I'm not mad.
Growing up, we knew each other so well. Better than most, even. I could see through your lies when you'd blink. Bite your lip, and I could tell you were upset.
Is she biting her lip right now? Let me get a sip of my water first.
In that case, tell me, what am I thinking about right now?
Getting away?
I wonder, how did you turn into someone I hardly recognize?
Oh, I know. You're thinking some chip got put into my brain, right? And now I'm no longer who I used to be.
What reason? I've always been locked in.
What if I told you I was always like this?
I was kidding.
Your life has threats around every corner. The people who are after your power, who want to hurt you, they should all just disappear.
I know this is an emotional moment, but I would also like to say that every time I say something like that, and it always ends up happening, I could be like, oh, what if they just fell off a cliff right now? And then 2 seconds later, they fall off, and I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't really mean it. I mean, I swear I'm not that good at reading into things. When I read my manhwa, I'm like a newborn babe. I don't know what's happening. I don't even know what direction it's going. But when I go to games, it's like, oh yeah, no, I'm clocked in. I'm locked in right now.
You're only safe when you're by my side.
I don't think that's true, to be
I'd
honest.
rather face danger head on than safely live like this. I don't need you.
You don't need me? Is that what you think? Alright. What do you need? You can tell me. We can return to Lincoln if that's what you want. If you want to return to the past, we'll rebuild our old house and move in together. And if one house isn't enough, I'll build you a whole maze. I'll decorate it with everything you could ever want. It will be the most beautiful, stunning garden you've ever seen. No one will be able to find you ever again. I'll protect you forever.
Caleb, you can't just...
Lock her up like that.
You're very important to me, and no one could ever replace you.
Really?
Why are we struggling?
I held myself back and endured day after day after day. It was suffocating. But now,
Mom, come pick me up. I'm scared.
These
I don't like where this is going. Those are perfectly good apples. I just want to say. I'm just pointing out. These are really good apples. Maybe wash them off. You could probably still salvage them. When I tell you guys that I have goosebumps because of that, oh my god. I feel it all over my body. Alright, you guys are gonna have to give me a second. I have to do something. I'm back. I just have to turn the volume down. I noticed it in that one, like it's so loud you can barely hear them talk, and I was like, what do I have this at? I was like, oh, they're all even numbers, which is stupid on my part. But can we just talk about that? Because that was like peak tension. It was too tense for my little baby body. I can feel my heart beating. It's like I was the one in that situation right there. I guess that's kind of how it is with first person, but we got this. We're gonna head right back in. Never give in. We gotta finish this. I said that we were gonna finish the story, so we have to. I found Caleb again, and yet the familiar person from my memories has been eaten away by some indescribable hidden pain. Only fragments remain. The night sky above Skyhaven is clear, but all its secrets are somewhere in the bottomlessness, unfathomable depths of his eyes. The night before he left, I dreamed about our childhood. I dreamt of Caleb and me running down the streets, skipping class, grabbing ice cream, and reading comic books. And I dreamt of that day when we held hands and became part of each other's lives.
Remember this. From now on, I'll always be by your side. It's okay. I'll always be there for you, and I won't hurt you. Why are you crying here by yourself? Who bullied you? It's okay. I'll avenge you.
He's always been crazy.
Hold my hand. You won't have to worry about losing your way when I'm here.
The contrail left by the fleet split. The fleet ship splits the sky. It's like a line between dreams and reality. Rays of light pierce the clouds and bring the world back to a new sunny day. On the runway, fleet ships are ready and waiting for the colonel to give the signal. It feels like whenever we say goodbye, I'm always sending you off.
I guess it won't be a painful experience this time.
After you exploded in my face. His hand moves, probably to ruffle my hair, but he hesitates. His arm soon falls to the side. Reasonable, because like y'all did have like a really big argument, and I wouldn't even know what to do in that situation. I'd probably freeze up, because to be a fly on the wall in that situation, I'd be like, you know what? I've ceased to exist.
All right. I'll be going now.
Yeah. I lower my head, a lump forming in my throat.
Make sure you eat on time. Look after yourself.
Okay. Caleb turns around, his back disappearing. As it gets farther and farther away, the fleet ships take off and disappear into the sky, becoming specks in the distance.
I was so bored
a peach.
Tara, oh my god, girl, I missed you.
By the way, Jenna mentioned you were at Sky Haven for a wedding, but what kind of wedding lasts that long?
Oh, you know, my old friend is...
Ah, my boss is calling. Let's catch up later.
I end the call and put my phone back into my pocket. That's when I noticed there's a strange object in it. Huh? When did this... I take it out to get a closer look under the sun. It's an old yellow piece of paper with a kid's handwriting. I wonder if I can read that. Forgiveness, something, something for Caleb. Oh. Forgiveness coupon for Caleb, valid for 100 years. Holding it, I feel a wave of sadness, like bubbles ready to burst, erupt from the depths of my heart. Caleb, you dummy. I can't figure out what's real or fake with Caleb. But what I know for sure is that this person who's important to me, I don't want to lose him a second time. Even though he said he wanted to cage you up and put a bell in your neck. The Far Space Fleet has the spatium fragment, and with that, the chapter on the explosion incident draws to a close. However, Mia's fate is enshrouded in mystery, and Kevin's fate is uncertain with that chip. There isn't an ending, but the beginning of another story. An invisible web has been cast with the ether core acting as a lead ball. As a result, it has created a gravitational field thus as strong as a black hole. Even the Far Space Fleet, myself, who knows how many pieces are being pulled in. Either way, they're slowly or quickly rolling into a void. The Turing trimp, the fountain of Atai, the patients turned into monsters via experiments. Everything seems to lead back to one source, the professor who's lurking in the shadows. In the heart of Skyhaven's main island, opposite the Aerospace Center, are rows and rows of new buildings that popped up recently. Inside of them, researchers are scurrying around with papers and walking into different labs. They're preparing to announce the biggest breakthrough of the century, so there's no room for mistakes. Caleb silently stands in the elevator as it climbs to a non-existent floor that can only be accessed with special clearance. The doors slide open, and he walks down a gray corridor and towards an arched door. A device with a faint green light scans his eyes, then the door quietly opens. Before him, a scene unfolds. It's vastly different from the dull gray and white of his surroundings earlier. A seemingly endless expanse of lush green trees stretch out under a glass dome and shiny silver roof.
First, we went ahead and recycled those abandoned flux nexuses. Then, we paid the N109 zone a visit to get info on Onykinus. Our Skyhaven gig is almost over. Where's our next stop? We practically spoiled Ever, and those old people in the fleet. We're like their personal hitmen.
Does he ever stop talking?
Don't think I won't beat you up because you're a kid.
Damn, he's saying he throw hands with kids.
You two, stop arguing. The professor said we're family, and families are all about love and kindness.
Piper leans against a massive tree. He puts his hand behind his head as he grumbles to himself. The other two are sitting nearby, a little boy and a girl wearing a black dress.
Where's Mr. Overprotective? Did he check in on his little hunter girl again?
Okay, listen. I'm gonna throw a theory out there. But what if Kevy was always a part of this little family and he just had to like pretend that he was a scared little kid to get us in like a form of like letting our guard down or something like that? That's just me. I don't know, maybe I'm reading too much into it.
Healthy relationships are ideal, but the twisted ones, that's where the drama...
Before he can even finish, his head is made to spin 180 degrees. He finds himself staring into the brooding gaze. Does he ever stop being aggressive? What's more frightening is that the person is genuinely smiling at him.
Your attempts to mess with me are lacking in creativity.
Where's the professor?
Inside. And can't you at least put my head back in place before you go?
A small mechanical bug flies in. It perches on his finger for a second before darting into the vegetation.
14 years ago, Josephine and her team defected. They kept quiet about that kid being the best test subject. The Gaia Research Center was destroyed during the Chrono Rift catastrophe, and then the N109 zone took over. With Onikinus and those gangs around, retrieving their old experimental data and equipment is not an easy thing. Josephine and her researchers have been using fake names for years and kept this achievement of theirs a secret. But our investigation has paid off. Not to mention, Josephine and her traitors got what they deserved.
That means you found the child who disappeared back then.
From what we've seen and how she's been acting, her powers haven't activated yet.
The man with salt and pepper hair glances to the side. The youngster has entered the room.
Compared to that broken thing, I'm a weapon perfectly primed forever.
Caleb calmly looks up and stares at the hologram in the air. It displays a massive hospital ward. In the darkness, there's a figure who's barely visible.
I've been waiting for many years.
The man on the hospital bed finally peeks out of the gloom. Half of his face is on the thinner side. His skin is so pale that it's almost transparent, and his voice carries the weight of pure fatigue.
So, don't make me wait anymore.
So does this mean that, like, the Far Space Fleet and Ever are in cahoots together? Or is it just... No, because it could just be Caleb and Ever that's in cahoots together, because they did, like, this large-scale cleanup. So they have to be in cahoots together, and just, like, nobody really knows. Not even the MC. After the man mentions a few key points, Caleb nods and walks into the lush green scenery. All is quiet. Then Professor Lucius raises his head, his gaze fixed on the hologram materializing in midair.
The Fountain of Atay will be put into motion, and Ever will soon reveal its revolutionary vision to the world.
We'll track down the missing child, but now isn't the best time.
He glances at the figure who has long vanished into the verdant vegetation, his gaze lingering on its right arm. There, hidden beneath the surface, lies the price Caleb paid to be brought back to life.
At least it will be before he becomes completely useless.
The human body is far too fragile, but by surrendering warmth and sensation, even the simplest modifications can transform flesh and bone into unyielding machinery. Electric currents will course through the neural network, numbing everything, taking control of everything until they completely replace him, turning him into a weapon, perfectly crafted for the task. The old man smiles at the thought, anticipation glinting in his eyes. He looks forward to the day it happens. Well, we already knew that he had, like, an arm that's mechanical. In a forest where shattered stars rest, a crystalline pool appears. As if infused with the wine of life, it's clear yet murky. In a forest where shattered... Oh, I already read that. Young traveler, do not drink from it. Lost lover, do not drink from it. But when flowers wither in their sleep, when wind falls silent, when the vigilant owl closes its eyes, only then can you drink deep of these waters. Let the dead sing. O fountain of Atay, cleanse my time, nourish my flesh, spare me from the loneliness of eternal rest. Spare me from the loneliness of eternal rest. So are they trying to become immortal? Is that what the Fountain of Atay is for? Every time you think this is just a hee hee ha ha funny game, it's no longer that. Well, I guess it's safe to say that I'm done with the story. Who is it gonna be this time? It's gonna be Xavier. Listen, Xavier, listen, I love you, but you gotta give other people a chance. It can't just always be you. I think I'm gonna try to pull for Caleb's
Will I get what I want this time?
card.
Comet Trail.
Just to see the story. I know I could probably like watch it on YouTube, but I want to have it in my garage. I want to look at it when oh, what's this?
End it. Pay attention to its moves.
She was stuck behind Xavier.
It's time.
Here we go.
The enemies are weak. Now's our chance. Be careful not to get hit.
I think I have like 10k diamonds.
Here I come. Get behind me.
That's thanks to that like little thing that we
Step
had.
back.
My turn.
Comet Trail.
I'll use this move then.
You know, I would prefer it was like this all the time.
We
That
crushed
way
them.
I could have it like horizontal. Oh. Yep, I think we're done. Oh yeah, I do have 10k. Xavier, I swear, you gotta give someone else a chance, please. I'm begging on my hands and knees at this point.
It's a Lightseeker's duty to kill wanderers.
Xavier.
But I also have to
Comet
do the
Trail.
branching
I'll use
stories
this
for
move then.
Raphael and Xavier because I did Zane first. Honestly, I
attention
thought
to
that
its
was like
moves.
Zane's little branch quest.
Light. Shine down
I mean, it
upon
was,
me.
but I thought it was just like
Here I come.
specifically for Zane. I didn't
Found
think
the
it was for all
momentum.
three of them. So when I saw that, I was like, oh
Comet
my god, I
Trail.
have to do all three.
I'll use this move then.
Because I thought they were just like his branch, but like different parts of the story. It was not that.
I'm okay. Let's take it down first.
Very excited about
Watch
that
out.
though.
Step back, now.
Eat this.
Weak.
Comet Trail.
I'll use this move then.
The enemies are weak. Now's
I
our chance.
think what I'm
We
gonna
crushed
do
them.
is like record my reactions for the event because I have to do all four of the all five of them and Lord knows how long this is gonna be if I do that because they're like what, an hour a pop, I think, maybe, I don't know. But that way
Will
I
I
can
get
put
what
my
I want
individual
this time?
reactions up.
The gravity here is stronger, and you'll be pulled in more frequently. Be on the lookout.
Oh, we're doing this again?
Yeah, I think you're glowing.
My turn. I'm okay.
Xavier, what?
Let's take it down first.
Keep up the momentum. Watch out. Can you keep up?
I didn't even. Xavier.
I'm here. Destroy the gravitational core. The rest should be easy.
Go back to the.
That's not it. Follow me. This one might be a handful.
Comet Trail.
Well, I
I'll
mean,
use
it
this
wasn't
move
my
then.
fault.
The
I'm
enemies
just
are
letting
weak.
them do
Now's
it
our
auto.
chance.
I'm not doing anything.
Be careful not to get hit. Yeah, I think you're glowing.
I tried to do it one time and just totally remembered that I fucking suck at like games like this. So I was like, okay, we'll just do it like this then.
Are you alright?
Comet Trail.
I'll use this move then.
And then isn't it the AI's
Now's our
fault
chance.
that like
Swords of the Stars.
she got the wrong
We
one?
must always point in the same direction. It's done.
Wow, that was a
Everything went
lot. What did it say? Like 33,000? Goodness me. Listen, I've never gotten it like that. Woohoo. I'm gonna see if I can't get this I doubt I will, because it usually, for me, I don't know if it's for everybody else, but for me, it literally like, oh, I have to get it all the way down to like 10. I have to get it perfect. Like there was like 4 times that I did a single temple and got like 2 5-stars on separate banners, and I remember it was Xavier's and it was Zane's, and I was so happy. I was like, oh my god, now I don't have to spend any money. But we're gonna see. I don't want to use my 11k though, so like might have to just be one pool. I don't know though. We'll see. We'll see if the gacha gods really love me. The gacha gods in fact do not love me. They hate me. I don't want to have to use it. That's how they get you, I swear. Okay, fine. It works in my favor, I guess. I really just want to get these. The maple ones. I love how I said I don't want to use my 10k, and then here I am. Do you love me? No. I mean, I still have like 3 days. I could potentially get it. Two more. Actually, you know what? I'll just do all, if I can do all 30 actually. You know, 10k is the most I've had. See? It's just like, you can't not. It's just not want to see me be great. I mean, I technically only have 10 more to go. So, I mean, I guess it'll be fine. I shouldn't get my hopes up because sometimes I do that and then it's like a different card that I didn't want. So like it could be Caleb's card, it could be someone else's card. We don't know. What did I say? I love that for me. It's not like I'm screaming. It's fine. I didn't want his card anyway. I actually did want his card. Sucks to suck, my guy, I guess. Well... I don't know. I think what I said I'm gonna do is what I'm gonna do is just like do this. I think I'm just gonna record this, the festival blessing, so you guys can get my individual reactions without me having to like do it all in one swoop. Because I've already done some of Silas's. I've done 2. And I think I have enough to where I could do them all. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. And then just like play these all together. Because goodness knows this will be like forever long if I actually do it. So I think this is where I'm gonna end it actually, so I can just do these all in one fell swoop. Thank you guys so much for watching. Watching me crash out, because I was crashing out so hard. This entire stream I was crashing out so bad. Make sure you guys drink water. You are 70% water, so you have to replenish what you lose throughout the day. Make sure you eat something, and if you're not hungry, just have something near you. And make sure you get 8 hours of rest. Everyone's circadian rhythms are different, so it does depend on when you go to bed. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your night or day, depending on when you're starting. I don't know. It's probably 9 o'clock somewhere in the world. But I will see you all tomorrow. I will be playing Infinity Nikki. I feel like it's so funny because I always do Love and Deep Space and an Infinity Nikki, or like Infinity Nikki and then like Love and Deep Space back to back. So it's like I'm always playing an Infold game somehow, some way. But tomorrow's, well, I'll probably be focusing more on events than the main story, just because I want to get like some of them out. I want to get one of the outfits, the free outfit that you can get, Eternal Longing, I think that's what it's called. I want to get that. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.